Welcome to the Divorcierge Divorce Tip of the Week. This week I'm going to continue on my financial theme with regard to figuring out your settlement. I talked a bit about the statement of net worth, about different sources of income you should look at, and now I'm going to start to talk about the expenses over the next couple of weeks. So the biggest asset that most people have, and the one that really causes the most angst and is the most difficult to evaluate typically is the family home. There's the emotional components that go along with being attached to this place for you and often the children. But then there's the financial implications of keeping the home or selling the home. I'm not going to address the emotional implications today. I'm just going to talk about things you need to think about when you're deciding whether or not to keep the home. The first thing you want to look at is there a mortgage and what type of mortgage? So mortgages can be fixed over a certain length of time, in which case you'll know your payments going out, but sometimes they are interest only in the first 10 years and then you start paying down principal. What that would mean is that the early payments are lower and then the payments are going to go up in some period of time. So you really want to understand what is your mortgage like and what are the payments going to be over time, not just what are they today. You want to have your house appraised, see what houses are going for in the neighborhood. If they are increasing in value, that might be a reason to keep it, because it may be something you can sell in the long term and be worth the expenses that you're incurring today. Think about your home maintenance. How old is your house? Is the plumbing getting old? Is there a creaky toilet that you constantly have to fix? Or is there electrical work that needs to get done? Are the kitchen cabinets falling apart? Does it need a paint job? Are you having trouble with your gutters? Landscaping. What about the landscaping? Keeping your garden. If you have a pool, that's always a very, very big expense. Opening it in the summer, closing it in the winter. Appliances, what about maintenance contracts on your appliances? How old is your fridge? Could that fail? Is there a faucet that's constantly leaking, which will imply increased water charges? Taxes, we all love to think about taxes, don't we? But taxes are a real thing. If you live in the suburbs particularly, you're going to have not just your real estate taxes, but school taxes and water taxes sometimes, and various charges that are related to the community. If you live in a cooperative or a condominium apartment like in New York City, unforeseen assessments come along, so you can know what your mortgage and your monthly charges are, but if there's an unforeseen complication in the building where you need to get assessed another payment, are you going to be are you going to be able to pay that? So you really need to think beyond just I really want to keep the house and it's I definitely can pay the mortgage and the maintenance. There's so many costs that can come up over time that you just haven't thought about. I just want to make sure I cover them all. Back to the house for a minute. If there's a storm, an unforeseen storm that causes damage, insurance. What about insurance for your home? Both, property and casualty insurance, liability insurance that you have to worry about. So all these things are expenses that are related to owning a home, that it's not just the mortgage. So think about that and calculate whether those are expenses that you can really truly afford if you keep the house, and whether your emotions are getting the best of you when your finances really don't warrant keeping the house. And if you do keep it, just know what's coming ahead of you. That's my tip this week. Make sure you take a look at what the actual expenses are going to be with the house so that you make a wise decision. If you'd like a little more information, if you want to spend some time really vetting all the possible expenses that could go along with keeping your house and some of the expenses in your life that you may not be thinking about, please sign up for a free consultation at my website, thedivorcierge.com. Or you can even email me, Karen@thedivorcierge.com, and we can try to talk about it and see if I can help you. That's the tip this week. Have a great week.